Uh, Today I'm going to be making a video on dobsonians and refractors and what my personal opinion is on what would be the best to get. And in this video I'm using my voice. I hope you're going to like it. Let's start with the little refractor over there. It's what I started with, to be fair. And it's a nice little telescope. It's great for looking at the moon, and looking at the sun. But you have to have a solar filter when looking at the sun. Please do that, otherwise you're going to make yourself go blind, which is not nice. No one wants to do that. Let's just turn that up. You have a lens there. Obviously, you point at your target, and then it'll see that. That is where, that's where the lenses are. So you have the objective lens here. Then you have obviously your lens eyepiece. Now, I think it's an old test mount. I'm not completely sure. I have to check out what it is though. But this uses a red dot finder, which is quite a good finder. You can sort of see it, and use that to turn thing, to go left or right the dot, which is quite simple to do. It's quite a simple telescope to build when you get it. You just when it comes to the box, it'll be separate. So yeah, you'll have the actual scope, then you'll have the tripod. You just do that and you just put it back on there, like that. So it's not that hard of a telescope to build. Yeah, pretty simple. Now moving on to the dobsonian. It's a massive telescope, to be fair. I've got the 10-inch version of it. You can get anywhere from about 5 to 10, or even 12 to 16, I'm pretty sure you can get. But I've got the 10. What everyone else said is, I think the 6 and the 8 is probably the best due to it's easy to get in and out the house, which mine's an absolute pain to do. I had to get 2 people to do it, but yeah, I've done it just on my own, but I'd recommend probably getting the 6-8. But wait, the difference between a dobsonian and or Newtonian, whatever you want to say, is between a refractor is refractor's got objective lens, and then you got the lens where dobsonian uses mirrors. So I'll show you a graph on them. Just how a dobsonian / Newtonian telescope works. So basically, you got the base, the eyepiece there. Then you got the object here. Let's just say, for example, it's the moon. Here you got the mirror. You got the secondary mirror here, and then from the moon, the light rays go into the telescope. Then it reflects back onto the secondary, and then it goes through into the eyepiece, which is where your eye is. That's how dobsonian / Newtonian works, which is pretty simple to. Now this one is the refractor telescope. So basically, is your eyepiece there. This is the actual tube of the telescope. Then you got your objective lens, and then you got your object there. Let's say, for example, again for the moon, and it'll go through. And then here you got the focal point of the light, and then when it goes through again, it hits the lens. So this one is yet again another really simple telescope design, which if you want to make these at home, you can. Here's your eyepiece. Yeah, they're not that hard to make, to be honest. I want to make one, but I don't know if I will. But yeah, quite simple design, to be fair. So if you ever want to give it a try, yeah, here you go, sir. So now we're doing a category, even though it's not going to be the whole attention of the video, we still might as well. So here you got the mirrors, and you got the eyepiece here. You got the tube eye, obviously. And then you got the the secondary lens of the telescope. Here's just the moon, and again, for example, and then the light goes through here, reflects onto here, and then down into the eyepiece, which this one's a bit more harder of a telescope to do, due to the design of it, obviously. But yet again, it could be quite easily achieved to build. But yeah, that is the 3 main telescopes you can make, or just as an idea. Well, if you just want to, know what different types of telescopes can be made, then yeah. Let's see. Now the example's done. On my personal opinion, what would be the best? Refractors is good if you're not a big fan of the hobby. It's quite cheap. I got mine for under about 100 quid, but yeah, you can get them off eBay used for about 60 to 100 probably. Mine's only 70mm. So basically, that's just the aperture of it. So yeah, it's good for looking at the moon, sun. Even if you just want to have a quick look at Jupiter or Saturn, even Mars. Mars and Saturn aren't the best stars to look at, but Saturn is quite nice though, to be fair. But yeah, that was one of the first targets I've seen. Jupiter's big, you can see the Galilean moons, Io, Ganymede, Europa, and Callisto, obviously. Yeah, it's good for doing stuff like that. It's good for seeing the Pleiades, star cluster. It's quite good for that, and seeing the Beehive cluster. So you'll have good targets out of that. And then with the Dobsonian telescope, it's really good, to be fair. It's a great telescope to have if you want to obviously go big. Then you got the 10-inch, you got 6-inch, 8-inch, 12-inch, 14-inch, and 16-inch. It's really good, to be fair. So it's good, especially for planets too. You can see Jupiter in really good high detail. You can see the band and the great red spot. Saturn's really close. I've not been able to see the Cassini division, because I've not been able to see it because the way the angle is. But yeah, it's a great telescope. It's good for seeing deep sky objects like the Orion Nebula. I've seen M13 out of it, if you don't know, the Great Hercules cluster. It's pretty dull, but in the right conditions, it'll be really good, because I haven't bought all 5 or bought all 4, either one, I think. But yeah, it's a really good telescope to have. You can see the Pleiades really good. You can see Beehive cluster well. I've yet to see Uranus or Neptune in it, but I reckon they'd be quite good targets. Venus is really good in it, and Mercury I've not yet seen either. But it's quite low down the horizon, and where I am, the trees are covering, so I can't really see it. But you can. There's my sun filter down there. And then let's grab it. Then you got just something so I can just blow the lens, dust off the lens, Or if you want to, you can try and clean the mirrors of the telescope. But you'd have to get a screwdriver, take out the bottom of the mirror. I can do that though. But yeah, personally, I would either go, if you just want to have a little look at something at night, if you're not too bothered about it, I would go for the little small refractor. Or if you're taking it big time and you want to get something that you want to have, where you can just have out all night and then take in one, then I'd go for the Dobsonian due to its powerful light gathering abilities. Also, I'll probably make a video on these, but these are Barlow lenses. I've got a 3 upstairs, but this one's 2.5, and it's just good for if you want to just zoom into stuff like planets. But yeah, I've also got a free time which I use for my pictures. I'll show you some. I'll probably show you some pictures at the end. Okay, thanks for watching. Have clear skies.